Hey everyone, it's George again. Hope everyone's well as we come up on this Christmas time. Hope everybody's doing well. Today I'd like to talk to you about the book Outrageous Idea of Christian Scholarship by George M. Marsden. As you know, this book we've used during this term in a variety of ways, and it's actually a pretty great book. Marsden, in Outrageous Idea of Christian Scholarship, tries to lay out the reasons that we can incorporate religious belief in the various fields of academia, even if those beliefs sometimes may be met with hostility. And he challenges the assumption, both within secular and religious academia sometimes, that the educational system would be better off without our bringing our religious beliefs to it. So I hope everybody enjoys this review. So a little bit about Marsden. I first came to know Marsden a little bit in his book. He wrote a biography in around 2002, 2003, a biography on the theologian Jonathan Edwards, and A Great Awakening. It was a great book, and I highly recommend it if you haven't read it. Lately, doing my dissertation research, I found another book that he wrote several years later. It's called Fundamentalism and American Culture. And it's about the fundamentalist movement in America and throughout the history. And he's also written another biography on C.S. Lewis. Now, he's a Reformed and evangelical historian, PhD, of course, in American history. He taught at Yale and Notre Dame University. So that's a little bit about Marsden, so I'll go now into the book. Now, in the beginning of the book, Marsden points out that most of the hostility to religious viewpoints in these higher learning areas is due to the historical fact that these institutions were founded, like Yale and Princeton, were founded from religious denominations. And so by the late 19th, early 20th century, of course, progressivism and science and religion were being hotly debated. And so these institutions, such as those and other universities, were trying to combine the science to raise Christian and moral beliefs in academia. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they were hostile to Christianity. As a matter of fact, someone, as Marsden points out, people like Woodrow Wilson and others who were highly religious yet school heads were trying to combine religious viewpoints and science. Another thing that Marsden points out is that there were three factors for an academy's rejection of religious. First, that they felt that religion wasn't scientific enough. There was also the fact that they felt that religion was a way of combating gains from other values such as diversity and tolerance. And lastly, the concern from academia is that the boundary between church and state, the infamous church and state separation, would be violated if religion was given more of a say. Now it's within the middle to last half of the book that I feel that Marsden gets his most compelling arguments. So he feels that for Marsden, Christianity in the university setting combines with a more pluralistic setting that the universities espouse for. So for Marsden, faith-based beliefs can be just as empirically proven as non-faith-based beliefs. And he feels that religious impacts can have a profound effect on universities. For instance, for Marsden, there's no Roman Catholic chemistry or Presbyterian biology. It's biology or chemistry, both which I hate, of course. And he says that in the last half of the book, he feels that theological beliefs and affirmations can shape and sometimes reshape academic thought. For instance, creationism. It's not limited to just natural science. It has an implication on things like social sciences, ethics, morality, anthropology, and the various like. So those debates and something like creationism, can influence all different types of debate. So in conclusion, my view is the book is a great book, and I do like Marsden a lot. He is probably more along with my thinking. We saw in an earlier module, there was Professor Samuel, and my apologies, I forgot his name, where he says that Marsden wants to bring Christianity to the table versus this professor's thought was we should build our own table. And we should. But there's no debate that Christianity needs to make sure that they're in the table, in the seats of power, in the seats of thought as well. And that's what I think Marsden really wants to make sure that we have. He is more of an academic integrationist, is something that I do believe in also. So in conclusion, that I think Marsden makes some very valuable points, some very enlightening points that we as Christians probably should make sure that our values are brought to the table, but also to be able to demonstrate how our values and our belief systems as Christians should be able to be demonstrated, that they can be influential in academic world as well. To be able to put yourself away and set aside of the world, but not in the world, but not of the world, does not necessarily mean that you cannot know what the world is about, and that the world cannot know what your beliefs are about. So I think Marsden is more of what I call an academic and intellectual integrationist, wanting to bring these things together, and especially within the scholastic setting. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year, and I really enjoyed everybody in the class. Take care.